It is about 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and these children have not had a meal since morning. Laying on empty and rubbering stomachs, they attempt to suppress the hunger pangs.
Aho kushaka nitushaka omumairo nk'ibiri ishatu ezeshaho wagire kushaka takizire kandi obwo abana yabalekira aso.
As I talk now, my neighbors who went to cultivate haven't come back. They left home children who are hungry. Up to this moment, they have not got what to eat.
They no longer have land to grow food after they were evicted in 2013 in Kikuube district in Bunyoro sub-region. This is after Hoima Sugar Limited, owned by Kenya investors, purchased 9 square miles of land from a Bunyoro prince, Herbert Kimerarwa Kiswaza, in 2011 to plant sugar cane in the new districts of Kikuube, carved out of Hoima district.
There are people who have come in as immigrants who just come and sit on land and take over the land. The issue of Hoima Sugar, which you have particularly asked, I know that people way back came and settled on land, which again belonged to some individual.
The project has since left over 4,000 bona fide occupants landless in the villages of Kijayo, Ikoba, Muziranduru, Chabataka, Kadiki, Chakasolo, and Kabango. 81-year-old Joy Irerimas is one of the women and men suffering here at the Internally Displaced Camp in Kijayo in Hoima. They are living in squalor after they were evicted by Hoima Sugar. They cannot afford food, shelter, and health facilities.
I was evicted from my land with tear gas, beaten up, houses demolished. Many children died during the eviction, and other old people also died. I have nobody to help me. When I move out to go to look for food, passing in the sugarcane plantations, meeting the workers, they take away the food. You come back here in the camp, sleep hungry.
Joy is at pain to reveal that graves of her husband and children were destroyed by the sugar company.
My husband and my 7 children died. I buried them. But now their graveyards cannot be traced. They are all sugarcane plantations.
That is the level of the injustice that you have. But you have, on the other hand, a company that is not even willing to help people, paying people who are living a very difficult life so that they can have an alternative livelihood. Now it becomes very difficult to ask for compensation for lives lost.
The affected families now live in an internally displaced people's camp, a desolate land devoid of hope. This piece of land was offered by a local council chairperson for free to accommodate the displaced community. When the rains pound the grounds, they have nowhere to escape this life of squalor.
The chairperson LOC1 who had mercy on us and gave us this land where we are seated and that we are using like a camp.
Joy lives here with her granddaughter. She can't afford to feed, clothe, and take her to school. Not even government authorities from the Department of Disaster Preparedness in the Prime Minister's office or Hoima district have come to their aid to provide them with either clean water, food, and taplings.
I don't know how else the district can help, but our hands are tied. There is a court process going on. The Indians are saying if there's a clear case for compensation, they are willing to do what? To compensate. And they have compensated some of the people that were affected.
Goreti Kusemerire is another victim. The eviction evokes bitter memories as her husband and children were killed during the eviction.
Kabandi no mushija wanje ndina abana banje bamwe bagwire mu ruhungo.
My husband died during the eviction. My other child also died during the eviction. Others disappeared. I cannot trace them.
Even when I went to the ground and found Hoima Sugar erasing people's homes, they still denied that they are erasing people's homes. When you'd go to their office, they would say, no, we are not doing anything.
Abakazi tibeine buyambi bwona hakuzaara.
Most of the women here in the camp, some have remained widows. Other women are helpless, no assistance. Children cannot go to school. We have no schools. We have women here who are still in the age of giving birth. But now we have no medical services. When it comes to time of antenatal care, many more women suffer the consequences.
Esaturia Hebwa also sleeps in this rickety shack with her 7 children and her husband. She has no food to feed their children after her husband was permanently injured during the eviction.
Omwanya guno turwara endwara emishiija habwo kurara omu maju mabi embeho ekyokweshweka tikiriho.
No mattress, no bed covers, no bed sheets, no blanket. It is too cold. We have nothing to cover ourselves with, me and my children. We have suffered here with my children. But now the children are grown up. The waters we are living in, me and my husband, we cannot enjoy because we look at the future that we are spoiling our children. So as a woman, I feel my sexual rights are violated.
Many children cannot trek long distance to find a school. Though some sections of the community at Kijayo were not affected by the eviction, they now live in misery. Many cannot afford a decent meal, though they toil for long hours as laborers on the sugarcane plantation.
Ebintu byingi bikasiiswa, amata gaitu akagalima, entayi yaite kasarukaho, n'abaana baitu bahikira mu mbeera mbi naitu tengatukira mu mbeera mbi omu kampu twakamara emyaka 4.
A lot of property was destroyed and we do not have survival. Our children are not going to school. Our families are impoverished. We do not have the social amenities. The basic need of our families cannot be arrived at. We cannot manage living in this camp anymore.
78-year-old Harriet Kokwera, one of the victims of the brutal eviction, petitioned the president seeking redress. This after she sought audience from Hoima district leaders, but all was in vain.
Please, NTV, help me take this message to the president to get me a place where to settle.
In April this year, the Permanent Secretary for Local Government tasked Hoima District Chief Administrative Officer Nathan Rujumwa to inquire into Kokwera's plight. Rujumwa responded in his letter dated 11th July this year 2018, saying attempts by the RDC Hoima to intervene have not yielded tangible results yet.
When I approached the investors, that is Hoima Sugar, they seem not to know exactly about the matter of Cholera Harriet.
It is critical for us as civil society organizations that there is a rule of law, that the laws are followed to the letter. That is the only sustainable way in which you can overcome injustice following the law.
The Sugar Corporation on 24th July 28 responded to the call of Hoima, claiming that it has not encroached on Harriet Kokwera's land.
After a couple of weeks, they reported back to me. When they checked their records and the people they had compensated, this old lady was not featuring anywhere in their records, so they were not liable to solving her problem.
Earlier on in September 2017, Hoima Sugar managers appeared before the Commission of Inquiry into Land Matters, chaired by Justice Catherine Bamgamerire, where they were questioned.
We have not evicted, we have not done that thing.
We have pictures here of the effect of their interventions, yeah, which you saw yesterday. Brutality that is meted on the people.
We are ready for any negotiation with those who are in the field.
There is a group in an IDP, so you can't begin saying you only want to negotiate with the little ones who have 1 acre in your land. I think that's not right. I think you have to be open-minded if you really want a negotiation and if you want this commission to be of any help to you.
The commission established that even those who agreed to receive compensation received as low as 30,000 shillings for their land.
Even I have brought one application where we have paid 30,000 to one person.
Right.
It was measuring 0.05 acre. It had only 3 to 4 maize crops inside.
So you gave them 30,000, but that has been where they live every day. That's where they get their source of income. So when you remove that, you might have paid the one of 30, but you've actually destroyed their livelihood.
It could tarnish the name of the company as a social impact resulting from the activities.
Now what is current, they are compensating people for as low as 50,000. And when they see somebody is desperate in that camp for 2-3 years, they say, come for your 50,000, come for your 500,000 and leave the camp. They take you photos and say you have accepted. So this is currently what is happening.
The investors also ignored a court injunction, which was issued by Masindi High Court.
These people were evicted using no court order because there was an injunction saying that the investor should use where he was staying and the Wataka stay where they were, which meant actually in legal terms maintain status quo. But using impunity and corruption, those guys were evicted.
State House officials have tried to intervene in this land row. NTV has obtained a copy of the letter dated 8th August this year, signed by Flora Kichoncho on behalf of the Principal Private Secretary to the President. The letter directs the Resident District Commissioner of Hoima to investigate Korera's complaint and ascertain whether she owns land and whether she was compensated before her eviction.
From the Principal Private Secretary to His Excellency the President. And it is saying that the RDC should investigate further the complaint to ascertain the ownership of this Chibanja and whether she was compensated before eviction.
However, the letter addresses only the concern of Harriet Korera, leaving out hundreds of others who face similar plight.
Ideally, the best thing would be to ensure that there is an agreement between the investor and the locals so that they can have their living in elsewhere. This has been always the case. But I think in some areas there could be issues if the due diligence was not properly undertaken.
Sources revealed to NTV that some officials in Hoima Sugar Limited have close ties to power brokers in State House.
But for the impunity they use shows you that there is a big force. The impunity they use, because they have strength in police, they have strength in the judiciary, they have strength in the UPDF. They use words like these are local people, pure people.
Yosas Ireba is the chairman of Hoima District Land Board.
I had never reached even that place. Why? Because of nature of our work. We don't have, board has no transport which can make them to go and investigate here and there.
Ireba says the land board was not involved in the allocation of this piece of land to the investors.
We don't have any correspondences concerning that part.
He is, however, concerned about the conditions in which these landless Ugandans are living in.
Those are our people. Why should they be displaced?
Bunyoro Kingdom Prime Minister Andrew Kirungi Byakutaga says there has been a scramble for land since the discovery of oil and gas. He says many of the kingdom subjects have been arbitrarily evicted.
We are very, very concerned about these land issues, And we've been discussing, we've been having discussions with the government officials, local government officials. With recently, the recent one was with refugee organizations and security personnel to see how we can mitigate against this challenge of people being displaced.
I think what needs to happen is we need an amicable solution. The communities have indicated that they are willing to forsake their land if they are compensated. We welcome any initiatives by the company to compensate these people, even if there is just one person who has not been compensated. We will continue to support them until we ensure that there is justice for the affected people.
In the next series of The Cursed Land, we will bring to light another group of Ugandans who are pushed out of their ancestral land by officials from the office of the Prime Minister and the deplorable conditions they live in. Jjingo Francis, NTV.